Wait. You say Jesus have the power of death? Not really, brother. Let's check the Bible.
Okay, let's read in Acts chapter 13, verse 30. And say, but God raised him from the dead. Look, God raised him. God raised Jesus.
So, Jesus not resurrected himself, brother.
This guy has failed miserably trying to refute my statement that Jesus has power over death by quoting from Acts chapter 13 and verse 30. God raised him, that's Jesus, from the dead. Now he forgets to notice that the verse begins not with the word God. The verse begins saying, but God raised him, that's Jesus, from the dead, which means there are some important verses before Acts chapter 13 and verse 30 that are connected to this verse. Acts chapter 13 and verse 22 says, God raised up David as king. The words raised up here means this was part of God's will. Acts chapter 13 and verse 23 also says that in the same way that as God raised up David as king, God also raised up a Savior, Jesus. What the Bible here is saying that Jesus being Savior, it was in the will of God the Father. The Bible is telling us that Jesus' resurrection from the dead was in perfect agreement with the will, the command, and the declaration of God the Father. But the power to resurrect Jesus from the dead was with Jesus himself. John chapter 2 from verse 19 to 21. Jesus said, I will raise this body in 3 days. John chapter 16 and verse 15. Jesus says, all that belongs to the Father is mine. And then in John chapter 10 and verse 18, Jesus declares by himself, I have the power to lay my life down. And I, Jesus said, I have the power to take it back again. That power that Jesus has to raise himself from the dead is in perfect agreement with the will, the command, and the declaration of the Father. And that's why I said that Jesus has power over death, not because it's my own words, but because Jesus declared it himself.